That's right, I had not seen the Dark Knight Trilogy before this. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, that's right, is another Never Seen It episode of the Dark Knight Trilogy. What? Susan, you've never seen the Dark Knight Trilogy? Well, I saw the Dark Knight with Heath Ledger as Joker a really long time ago because of all the hype about how great his performance was, so I had to watch that. But I had never seen Batman Begins or The Dark Knight Rises in its entirety. So I took the time to binge all three movies right in a row, and I am here to give you my thoughts and impressions about these films. And I'm also going to rank them at the very end, so you're going to want to stay tuned. If you are new here at the channel and it's your first time clicking on a video, hello and welcome. My face is sometimes red like this. Just ignore it, no big deal. If you love movie content like I do, you're going to want to hit that red subscribe down below. I also do Blu-ray trips and cover award season. So let's talk about the Dark Knight Trilogy. This was a very necessary trilogy to have after the disaster of Batman and Robin. If you have never seen that film, it is so bad, so bad, that it's not even good. So if you guys want to have a laugh, go watch Batman and Robin. So when we heard that Christopher Nolan was going to take on this trilogy and revamp it, kind of scared. Was it going to be good or was it not? Well, let me tell you right now, it is goddamn fantastic. It is everything that we wanted The Dark Knight to be. I love this trilogy because it's set in a modern setting. It doesn't feel like you're in a comic book world. Like the first two, the Tim Burton films, little comic booky, but not over the top. Joel Schumacher, on the other hand, very colorful, extremely comic booky. Then you have Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight Trilogy. It is dark and deep, hence the Dark Knight. And you are just feeling everything that Bruce Wayne is feeling, and as Batman, it's incredible. Christian Bale is the absolute perfect Batman. The voice, it took a little bit for me to get used to the voice, I've got to say, but by the end of this, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I enjoyed all the casting in these films. I gotta be honest, there's nothing super negative that I have to say about these films. That's very rare of me to say, but that just tells you how great of a job everyone did that worked on all three of these films. They know this world, they know Batman, they care about it, and they invested such wonderful time in creating each individual film for us. So I'm just going to quick go through each film, and I'll nitpick about little things that bothered me, but overall, they're all fantastic. So Batman Begins, what I really enjoyed about this film was the origin of Bruce Wayne, of Batman, and how we kind of segued into Batman. I liked how it gave the character more depth. We understood him a little bit more, and I like a good history behind a character. So that was really good. I don't know if that was in the comics or not. I'm not a comic book reader, but if it wasn't, I thought that was ingenious of Christopher Nolan to do with that. The one negative that I have, and I don't remember his name, like right off the top of my head, but Liam Neeson's character, I wish he wasn't in there. Well, I wish he was there, but not as the villain. I didn't want him to be the villain. I wanted the villain to solely be Scarecrow, because I feel like in the Batman universe, this was the first time that we had touched upon Scarecrow, seen him in a film, and why not just let him have the whole thing? You know what I mean? And I didn't like Liam Neeson as the villain. Like, why couldn't we just have him as, like the mentor of Bruce Wayne? But, they went in that direction. Okay, fine. But didn't care for it. Didn't care for it. But it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. The Dark Knight. Absolutely incredible film. Cream of the crop. My cat is busting in right now. Baby C. She wants to be a part of the video. Anyway, The Dark Knight is Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, this film is about as perfect as you can get. I have no complaints about this film. Let's move on, because everyone was absolutely fantastic. It was at a good pace. You never felt bored. Let's move on to The Dark Knight Rises. Bane. Tom Hardy as Bane. I was obsessed. I was engrossed with this film. Kept my attention. Catwoman. You know how I feel about Anne Hathaway. If you don't, let me quick tell you. I don't go out and seek an Anne Hathaway movie. I don't know what it is. She just bothers me. Cattail. Speaking of Catwoman, Cattail. I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest Anne Hathaway fan. However, I think she did a decent job in this film. She got the essence of who Catwoman is. But my number one will always be Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to seeing Zoe Kravitz in the Batman to see how she measures up. But right now, it's Michelle Pfeiffer. And I know it's very comic booky, but I like her performance. And I don't know if Anne Hathaway had the chemistry with Christian Bale like I wanted her to, but okay, I'll let it slide. But what I really didn't like about The Dark Knight Rises, was the Miranda Tate character. I didn't really care for her, and that goes along with the Liam Neeson character, because we find out that's her father. Spoiler. If you haven't seen the Dark Knight Rises trilogy, I don't know what to tell you. But I didn't care for her character at all. I felt like the Dark Knight Rises need to focus on Bane as the villain. You have Bane and Catwoman, and I know Catwoman kind of rides the fence between good and bad, but Bane, his presence was so powerful. It could have just been him, and it would have been absolutely fine. We didn't need the last-minute twist reveal behind Miranda Tate's real identity. So I didn't really care for that. And also, that movie is a little bit long. It runs 2 hours and 45. I think it's because Christopher Nolan was like, well, this is our last movie, so let's go balls to the walls, guys. Boom, almost 3-hour film. All right. But it was a little bit too long. But like I said, these are nitpicks. Very, very slight nitpicks. Overall, this trilogy is absolutely amazing. The tone, everything about it is what we always wanted Batman to be. So before I leave, let's rank these movies. What do you think I'm going to say? What do you think I'm going to say? While we're thinking about it, click that red subscribe down below. Don't be afraid to do that. All right, so number 3... I'm putting The Dark Knight Rises. It's got to go somewhere. I'm sorry. The only reason it's number 3 is because I enjoyed Batman Begins a little bit more with the origin story. I like a good origin story. So at number 2 is Batman Begins. Number 1 is The Dark Knight, because that film out of the 3 is absolute perfection. Let me know down below, where do they rank in your own personal ranking? Like, comment, subscribe. Let's have a conversation, guys. And I'll see you next time.